Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching. I'm Jade if you're new here, and today we're just going to talk about Angela and Michael of the 90-Day Fiance, and basically how the last episode, which aired last Sunday, left a bad taste in my mouth. So there's this ongoing rumor that Angela is about to divorce Michael. And to be honest with you guys, if this report ends up being true, I think this would be the best thing that this very angry, vile woman has ever done for Michael. That will be the best gift that Angela has ever given Michael, a divorce. And this is just me being honest, because every time, every year, every season, I keep wondering, why are these two people together? Why are they together? The reason why I said that this would be the best gift that Angela could have given Michael is because Michael doesn't have the guts to end the relationship, nor does his family. They don't have it in them to finally stand up to Angela and tell Angela, listen, I don't want this anymore. You are a bad woman. You are an angry woman. You are a very, very vindictive woman. You're a very, very abusive woman, but mentally, psychologically, emotionally abusive to Michael. Since Michael cannot bring himself to finally tell Angela that I'm done with you, because obviously the need for Michael to get a green card or whatever is more important than his life, than his health. So it is, yeah. If Angela eventually, if she follows through, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because Michael and his family members do not have the guts. They're weak. They're desperate. So if Angela finally does the right thing for the sake of God and breaks up and end the relationship and end the marriage, hopefully having this new body might help her. Hopefully having this new body and all of the attention that she thinks she's going to get on account of having this new body, hopefully that will give her the courage to actually file for divorce. Because make no mistake about it, I know that Angela wants to pretend to Michael that she's the best thing since sliced bread, but make no mistake about it, if Angela had it good, if Angela could have met anybody in America, whether white or black or any race, that would have put up with her behavior, with her nasty attitude, Angela would not have traveled to Nigeria to go and find love. Because just seeing everything, especially what happened in last week's episode, it's very obvious that Angela is very hateful of Michael. She's very resentful of Michael. And so she doesn't even like Michael. Forget love, right? She does not even like Michael. The only reason why she's with Michael is because Michael would have her. That is the only reason why she will be with Michael. If anybody else will take Angela in a New York minute, Angela will dump Michael. But because no one else would, and she just couldn't stand not being in a relationship, not having somebody. Perhaps when she was younger, she had anticipated a different life than she's living, and she had anticipated that she was going to find somebody that was going to grow old together, and those things didn't happen. And she was checking her time, and she was realizing that, time is no longer on her side. And because she wanted so bad to be with somebody, and then this guy from Nigeria came along, and she followed him. She just followed him because she really doesn't have any other choice. Like, I watched the recent episode, like I said, and it was the same old Angela barking at Michael, blaming Michael for everything that has gone wrong with her life, even though Michael has only been in her life for not even more than 3 years. But Angela saw it fit to blame Michael for every single thing that has happened in her life. Make that make sense to me? She even blamed Michael for the fact that her hypnosis to lose weight didn't work, because according to Angela, Michael was stressing her out, and all of that stress caused her to resolve to smoking again. Because she didn't have the willpower to lose to give up the smoking. Guess who she blames? She blames Michael. This woman, by her own admission, has been smoking for the past 40 years, longer than Michael has been alive. She's been smoking longer than Michael has been alive, but somehow she blames Michael for this. I mean, this doesn't even make any sense. The same woman who is now blaming Michael for her inability to quit smoking is the same woman who famously said, I want my coke and my smoke. That's what she said in one of the episodes. But now she's blaming Michael for her inability to quit smoking. Michael has only been in her life for barely 3 years. So what about all the other times that she failed, if at all she even tried though? What about the other times? She's still going to blame Michael? Honestly, like I said, if she does the entire world a favor, she does the whole world a favor, and she follows through with her threats and to break up with Michael, that will be the best thing that she could have done for that sorry man. That is the best thing that she could have done for Michael and for Michael's family. Honestly. And honestly, Michael's family make me sick. They make me sick. They are the definition of desperation. I bet right now, if you type desperation on Google, you are going to see the face of Michael and his family. They give Nigerian family a very bad name, and that I resent. I resent the fact that Michael and his family constantly give Nigerian family a bad name. The crap that Michael and his family have put up with at the hands of Angela are things that they will never tolerate from a regular Nigerian woman. They will never. All because they want Michael to travel to America when they don't even know what is waiting for Michael on the other side of America. This woman lives in the South, and the South has a history of racism. All of the dog whistle racism that I heard during this last episode of 90 Day Fiance only just reaffirmed what I have always felt about people in the South. You know, many of them, obviously, I don't mean all of them. I'm sure there are some nice ones over there. But all of the things that this woman was saying, all of the abuse, all of the dog whistle, all of the bullshit that she was saying, just only gives me an idea of the kind of life that Michael is to expect if at all he ever makes it to America, or if at all they ever give him the green card or whatever. So all of those things is giving me, like, if I'm watching this, if I'm Michael's family and I'm watching the replay of what transpired, of everything that has happened from the time, or let's just forget about everything else and just focus on this last episode, that should give Michael and his family an idea of the kind of life that he's going to be living in America. This woman is going to wipe him out. This woman is going to warn him out. This woman is going to enslave him. Like, imagine doing all of these things, all the abuse, all the insults. Imagine doing all these things to somebody that is not even there with you physically. Just what do you think this person is going to do once they are eventually in the same place as you? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think they're going to do to you? So Michael is deluding himself into thinking that somehow Angela is going to change for the better. Angela is going to become a better person once they are living together. No, it's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse, because then you wouldn't even have a support system. You are somewhere in the backwood of Hazelhurst in Georgia. You're right in the Italy circle of America. You don't know what is going to happen to you. You have no support system, no family member, no nothing. It's just you there with a bunch of white people. So it really, 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 it's interesting to me that he's not seen any of this. Maybe he thinks being a Nigerian, and most Nigerians basically being, myself included, learning this adaptability, learning to adapt to all kinds of situations or whatever. Maybe he's thinking that is what is going to save him. No, It's a different ball game when it's just you and you're surrounded by a bunch of people who don't even like you. It's so obvious, like just from watching that episode, it is so obvious that Angela doesn't even like Michael. Forget love. She doesn't even like him. She called him ugly. She called him all kinds of things in that episode. Honestly, Michael's family, what is wrong with you people? The crap that they tolerate on account of Angela. Forget acting, forget playing for the camera. This is just bad. This is just bad. Even if you're trying to play for the camera, even if you're trying to pretend and act as if everything is okay, you guys have an understanding outside to just play dumb or whatever. This is still bad. Still very, very bad. It's not a good look for you guys. It's not a good look. And this should already tell you, because Angela is not acting. Angela is not acting. This is who she is. She's not pretending, because she's not the only person who has been on the show. She's been her real self, abusive and all, you know. So just imagine how much hell Angela is going to put Michael through when he eventually gets to America, if he eventually gets to America. Imagine the hell that she's going to put him through, considering the way that she's already treating him. She spent the entire episode, every segment that was about them, she spent it barking at Michael, belittling Michael, calling Michael out of his name. Now she claims that Michael won't speak to him during the segment. She claimed that Michael won't speak to him because she went and got a boob job, even though Michael told him not to get it. Okay, so Michael and Angela, before she even went ahead and got it, I understand that she's a woman of a certain age. I understand that it is important for her to put her health first. And I understand she was the one who made it about her boob jobs. Like, if she had just told Michael that, if she had not made this about a cosmetic surgery, if she had just made him understand from the very beginning that this is not about beauty, this is not about me trying to land some men or whatever, trying to make myself more appealing, even though all of those things will eventually be a part of the changing process, the game. But the main reason why I am doing this is because I want to live longer. My health isn't good. I want to live a healthier life, especially now that I'm aging. So if ever there is a time that I need to make some of the really important changes in my life regarding my health, this is the time to do it. She could have done any of that as opposed to making a storyline out of it, making it seem as though she wanted to get a cosmetic surgery and Michael is against it because Michael liked boobs. Okay, and now she's trying to make it seem as though, and then one thing that Michael said, which really, and I'm not even trying to take side because I think Michael is full of BS, but I also understand being a Nigerian person, having children, having grandchildren for your parents is very important in the society. It is very important. In many cases, parents have to have that conversation. It's a very serious conversation when it usually happens. So, like, I understand it, and it was always important to Michael, and Angela agreed to that. Angela agreed that at some point that they were going to have children, or at least they're going to have a child. The optics, how it was going to happen, was still something that they were debating. They considered surrogacy and all of those things. And so when Angela started spending all this money on surgery, because she had given Michael the implication that she was doing it because she wanted to look good. And Michael was like, why do you care so much about looking good? You already have a man. You already have me. Why don't you just save that money for when we have children? So, like, I understand that conversation. I understand because he's an African man, he feels like he owes it to his parents to have children, at least one child for his parents. So, like, I get it. I get that conversation. I understand why Michael will be angry. And I also understand why Michael will be scared about Angela going under the knife, because surgery, if you know African people, it is always a scary thing. Most people, I can only speak for Nigeria. A lot of people in Nigeria, when they go under the knife, when they do surgery, they don't even tell anyone. They only tell their immediate family, like their husband, wife, or children. They don't tell extended family members. They don't tell cousins or whatever, because of the fear. There's a likelihood that they might go there and never come back. So there is always that fear. So I understand why Michael, because he wants to travel to America so bad, and Angela is basically his meal ticket. I understand why he would be concerned that Angela was going to go under the knife and have all of these procedures. So he's probably thinking, why would this woman risk her life when I have not received my green card? All of the things that I have put up with over the past 3 years, if this woman dies on the table, all of those things would have been in vain. So like, I get it. Trust me, I don't think Michael was angry that Angela was going under the knife, or Michael was concerned because he was really in love with her. No, I think he's looking at Angela as his investment. He has invested 3 years. Maybe all the time that he invested messing with Angela could have been invested on doing other things that would have brought him another woman or whatever. But he has invested his time, emotions, and some finance in the relationship. So we can have Angela dying on the table on account of getting what he thinks is a cosmetic procedure. So there is that fear on the part of Michael that, oh, if this woman, something happens to her, my meal ticket is gone. So it wasn't out of love that he was concerned that she was going under the knife. I don't believe that one bit, because like what I have always said from the beginning, and I stand by that, I will say that 10 toes down. I don't think Angela and Michael love each other. At least maybe in the beginning, Angela loved Michael, but I don't think Michael loved Angela. Michael sees Angela as a meal ticket. When Michael looks at Angela, he just sees a prize, something that he can use to lift himself out of whatever situation he's in Nigeria. That's really all Angela is to Michael. So I'm sorry, this might strike a nerve in some of you. I don't care. I'm just going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak truth to power, and I'm going to keep it pushing. Okay, so I understand the reason why Michael is angry that Angela is getting all this work done. Like I said, it's not necessarily because she's so in love, he's so in love with her. He wants her to live however long she has left to live and die a natural death or whatever. Nope. He's just looking out for his investment. He is just like Angela has invested money and whatever else she has invested in our relationship. So also has Michael. He has invested his time that he could have probably used in looking for another sucker, but he has been wasting it on Angela. We can have her dying now. So yeah, I just wanted to get that clear. But like, I understand why Michael feels the way that he feels about Angela, you know. And so even at some point in during the episode, Michael actually said that he's been trying to reach Angela because Angela has refused to talk to him. Clearly, Angela is feeling the type of way because she feels like Michael was not so supportive, that Michael was fixated on the size of her boobs. Because now that she had done the reduction, Michael feels like there is nothing for him to grab anymore because of apparently he's a boob guy, so there is nothing for him to grab anymore and all of that malarkey, which I think honestly it's complete bullshit. It's all acting. But according to Michael, Angela has refused to pick up his call since that whole situation happened, since him not showing support for Angela while she was getting all of those procedures done. And so she has refused to pick Angela's call. I think she was only picking Michael's call just for the video, just for the recording, so that they can have something to record. I think at that point she was still angry at Michael because all of the things that she was saying didn't even make any sense. The things that she was saying, the insult, the abuse, like she has a lot of anger in her. It's like now that she has lost this 42 pounds or whatever, she thinks she looked better. And now she's really resentful of herself for even having anything to do with somebody like Michael. That is what I sense when I was listening to her. It was just somebody who was resentful, like, how dare he? What could have happened to me to make me want to even go and be with somebody like this? That is the mentality. That is what I got out of that entire situation. You know, the anger that Angela was feeling was more of a resentment towards herself, that if she had done this surgery long enough, she had done this soon enough, she probably would not have had anything to do with Michael. It's all psychological. Okay. So yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like I said, Michael feels like Angela should be saving money for their IVF procedure, and because Michael wants a baby, like I said, but Angela is like 100 years old, and she clearly doesn't want that. She just wants to live her life now. She just wants to live like a grandma and just enjoy whatever is left of her life and have a boy toy to mess with, you know. So anyways, another thing that happened during the episode, she's trying to track Michael's phone to catch him doing something shady. She went to this phone place, security place or whatever, and the person at the phone place told Angela that he cannot help Angela spy on Michael because it's illegal. I mean, you don't even need anybody to tell you that that is an illegal thing to do. But Angela, being Angela, wanted to circumvent the whole situation to find a way to get it done anyway. But the person told her this is illegal. Spying on anybody doesn't matter if it's your husband, it is illegal. And Angela said that she doesn't think spying she Angela says she doesn't think it's spying because she's Michael's wife. She said that she is his wife and she deserved to be able to spy on him. Just like Michael, when Michael was rejected, when his green card application was rejected, and Angela started going off on how she's a taxpayer, that the American government has no right to refuse Michael's green card application. Really, like she has not the faintest idea of how things work. They can literally do whatever they want. They can literally stop you. America, the government of the United States has the right to do whatever they want to do. If they don't think Michael is coming to America for the right reasons, yep, if they've been following you guys and watching you guys on TV and seeing how you are abusive to Michael, they might just feel like, you know what, let's just pull this guy out of his misery and just refuse this visa, because this woman that is doing this here, imagine what she's going to do when this guy eventually lands America. So let's just save this guy. Let's just save him by denying his visa application. So who knows? Maybe they've been watching, you know. But anyways, Angela says that because she's Michael's wife, she feels like she deserves to be able to spy on him. And then she called Michael, and Michael doesn't respond on time. She tells this phone guy, that Michael is probably getting his dick sucked. Yeah, that's what she told the guy. She said Michael is probably getting his dick sucked because he has done it before, you know. That's what she said. I mean, this woman is certifiable. Why are you with somebody that you don't even freaking trust? Relationship is supposed to be a trusting. This is another reason why I feel like Angela had a timeline for herself. She wanted to have a man at a certain point in her life, and it didn't even matter who the man was. The man could have been an Oompa Loompa, as long as the man as much as agreed to Angela's terms of service. Angela would have been fine, right? So Angela had a timeline for herself, is what I believe. So when she started to approach that timeline, she wanted to just get with anybody. It didn't even matter, because I don't understand why you are in a relationship that when you don't trust this man. What good is a relationship when there is no trust? What good is a relationship when you cannot trust this man? If you're resolving to spy on your significant other, that means you are unhappy and you're miserable, and you should not even be in that relationship. You should be getting out of Dodge. You should not be in that relationship. If you are actively worried about this man, worried about what he's doing, I know a lot of people are afraid of Angela online because of how crazy she is. And some people think that if they actually speak the truth to power about Angela's behavior, she might attack them. Come in the section, in the comment section. Angela has sent somebody, at least I don't know, allegedly sent someone to me before to attack me because of what I said. So yeah, so a lot of people are basically afraid to even touch that. A lot of people are so skeptical. They don't want to touch Angela. They don't want to even go anywhere near Angela. They just want to leave Angela be and do what Angela does because they don't want to get on her bad side. But I say bring it on. Because there is a saying in my dialect that if you do not tell a child how to behave, since she's older than me, but yeah, you know what I mean. If you do not tell a child, if you do not train a child in the right way that they should behave, something is going to happen to that child and it's going to be all on you. Okay? So, anyways, like I said, the spy guy, the guy at the I call him the spy guy. The guy at the spy store tells Angela that she must first get permission from Michael to be able to access his location. And so she calls Michael again, and finally Michael answers, and that whole segment just turned into a shouting match, one-sided shouting match with Angela barking at Michael. It was beyond uncomfortable. Even the spy guy shop, the guy at the spy shop was so uncomfortable with the whole situation. He was just like, whoa. And then Angela, you know how you're already uncomfortable with something and somebody's asking you a question and you're like, I don't know if I should be answering this. Like, you want to say something, but you know that your response is not going to be something that they want to hear. So you just smile uncomfortable, just smile uncomfortably, looking at him, looking at the person, and not even really responding because you want to say something, but you also know that whatever you have in mind is going to piss them off and they're going to turn their anger on you. I mean, better Michael than him, I am guessing he was thinking. So she's barking at him. She's calling him she's calling Michael a son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch. Oh my God. She says, Angela is the, woman, is the bitch. This is exactly what she said. This was her own word. She said she's the bitch that Michael's mama warned him about. Like, what in the hell? It's like Michael is a punching bag for Angela, for all the men that have wronged Angela in her 100 years of living. It's like Michael is the ideal punching bag. When he's in the presence of Michael, whether by phone or physically, there is absolutely nothing. He's just so resentful of Michael and so resentful of probably all the men who have done her wrong that she just lashes out. She lashes out at Michael. She curses him out. She transfers whatever frustration that she has towards other people. She transfers it onto Michael. And it's scary to see. It's so scary. And then while she was barking and yelling at Michael, Michael could not get a word in edgewise. And then whenever Michael tries to say something, she then accused Michael of talking over her. And then Michael is not, that Michael is not the same man that she is, not the kind of man that she wants. And that if Michael keeps talking to her, that he's going to stay his ass over there. I mean, talk about a white savior complex. That if Michael keeps talking to her the way Michael has been talking to her, that Michael is going to stay his ass over there. I'm sorry that Michael make you believe, Angela, I'm sorry that Michael made you believe that Nigeria is like the worst place in the world. It really isn't. I don't know what kind of image that Michael had painted to you about Nigeria. I don't know where you're getting your information. Maybe he told you some things and then followed up by the media negative narrative about Africa, about Nigeria. I'm telling you, honestly, And this is me being 100% honest, Nigeria is not the worst place to live. It's not a worst place to be born, not a worst place to be. Okay? Get that out of your head. You're not a white savior. I know you have this white savior complex, but enough of the racism. People don't think you're racist because you have mixed race grandbabies. So freaking what? You still can't be a racist. You can only just like your grandbabies and still be racist to every other person. I mean, that is not hard to understand. Anyways, that was not all the vile things that Angela did. Unfortunately, Angela then picked up her phone and turned it to the guy, to the security guy, to the phone guy. Angela turned her phone to the guy and said, and I quote, "This is the man that conned me to marry him. He's laughing while I'm getting pissed off. What woman would want to be married to this?" The condescension in those words, the condescending tone of Angela's words. Can you just imagine somebody telling you this? And this is supposed to be your wife? That statement right there basically just summed up Angela's resentment towards Michael, the hate that she feels about him, that of all the people that she could have been with, it is this thing, this one that chose her, that ended up wanting to be with her. So she's very, very resentful. So when she said that, of course, the security guy, the store owner, the guy just shrugged in disbelief, honestly. Even later on, the guy went on to say that as soon as Michael picked up, she started barking at Michael. She started swearing, she started yelling, that he couldn't even get any word in. She can't even control herself. She's complaining that Michael is laughing while she's talking. Maybe Michael is laughing because that is how he is able to cope. Maybe laughing at you, laughing at your foolishness is a coping mechanism for Michael. It's probably a situation where he much rather laugh than cry, Angela. Maybe he has taken a good look at his life and he's just realized that all this crap that I have to put up with at the hands of this woman. Because if he would, like, I mean, honestly, I much rather be laughing than crying, because if I wasn't laughing, I'm going to be crying. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe that's why he is laughing. And then she said, and I quote, she said, "I can't look at him anymore. I got too many good looking men outside there sitting around me. I don't need this ugly son of a bitch." Like, what kind of a woman say something like this? When you know how, I don't know if I don't know who else can relate to this. When a relationship is over in your heart, or there is somebody that, not even about a relationship, somebody that keep pestering you, somebody that you don't like, but this person will not leave you alone, but you don't like this person, and you have made it very clear to this person that you don't like them, but they don't want to listen. They keep pushing, they keep insisting. And then you just go off one day because maybe you were in a bad way that day and they called you, or you met them, or they met you somewhere and you've just about had it with them, and you lash out at them. The things that Angela was saying to Michael are the things that you will say to somebody that you do not like. Those are not things that you will say to a man that you married, regardless of whatever issues that you're having. Those are things that you say to somebody that you do not care, like the relationship is over. You don't want to be with this person anymore. They can go to hell and burn to ashes. This is how you feel, and nobody's changing your mind. The things that Angela said to Michael in that phone conversation, like, you don't even say that to your worst enemy to their face, honestly. You don't. Like I said, it's very obvious that Michael was Angela's last resort, because she couldn't find a man with all of the weight that she was carrying, as well as her nasty attitude, because nobody will put up with that. I mean, there's so many options out there for men. Why would I put up with you? Why? And this is just the reality of it. And so now that she has lost a significant amount of weight, she now feels like she can do better than Michael, you know. And good for you if you think you can. If you feel like now that you have lost all this weight, you're gaining more male attention than you've ever gotten before, then by all means follow it. Leave the man alone. Let him live his life. You don't just go to him. You don't turn on him when there is a male attraction that you like, that you think likes you back, and then when it doesn't work out, go crawling back to Michael. No, you cannot do that. If you feel like you are better than Michael, that you have outgrown Michael, then by all means be with the one you want to be with. Because what you're doing to this man, because he clearly has no self-respect, he has no self-respect, you know? So he doesn't know when enough is enough. And he's never going to make up that decision. He's never going to make up his mind on not being with you. So if you can put him out of his misery by dumping him for real this time, because we've had so many reports about Michael and Angela breaking up and then getting back together. I hear she's filming right now. So if in fact you're done with him because you now have this more beautiful, attractive male attention, then cut him loose. Like I said, he's never going to be able to come and tell you that he's done. He's never going to cut you loose. He doesn't have it in him to do that. So cut him loose and set him free. Anyways, the segment ended with Angela yelling, "You an ugly son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch," like a freaking child. Like a playground, like a child in the playground. She's just so freaking immature. And all the while, all that Michael could muster is, "Look at the way you are talking to me. You're talking to me anyhow. Are you God?" After which, once he said that, Angela hung up the phone. Once Michael said, "Look at the way you're talking to me. Are you God?" Angela hung up the phone. And then later on in the diary, she said that Michael doesn't care if she get upset anymore. You know, she was just talking to the diary, the camera, you know, that where they talk about those things, that Michael doesn't care about him anymore, that Michael doesn't care if she gets upset anymore. Well, Angela, maybe he's just about had it with your, like your bickering. You are clearly in this relationship for the wrong reason. And he knows now at some point, after 3 years of putting up with this BS, he's gotten so tired of it. Now he's just like, you know what, you want to get angry, then just stay angry. Be mad. Be mad. So if you're going to translate that to mean that he doesn't care, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he's just about had it with you, Angela. Maybe he's just done. He doesn't want this madness of a relationship anymore. Like you're talking to this person with not an ounce of human feeling. You don't even think that I'm talking to a human being here. I'm talking to a person here. I'm not talking to an animal. I'm talking to a living, breathing human being. So, like I said, if you're done with Angela, if you're done with Michael, and you know that Michael does not have it in him to call up the relationship, to call up the marriage or whatever you guys have going on for you, then cut Michael loose. End it. Because like you rightly said, this is not going to be over unless you put a stop to it. So put a stop to it, Angela. Unfortunately, the Angela Clown show of that episode didn't end there. Um, Upon realizing how toxic her behavior was, you know how they film it and then they film it a certain time and then they edit it, and then later on the cast are sent to the diary room to talk about what was going on in their mind around that time. And so Angela got a chance to watch her behavior, you know. So she got a chance to watch her behavior, and upon realizing her toxic behavior, you know, she decided to blame Michael for her actions. She said that Michael created the bitch. And that is so contradictory. Like, my Angela, wasn't you who said while you were barking at Michael that you are the woman, you are the B word that Michael's mother warned him about? I mean, why, what's with all this backpedaling and all of the other things that you're doing? I just can't. And so later on the show, Angela went to her trailer home. She decided to have a go at her favorite punching bag, and she called Michael one more time. She wanted to let Michael know that she didn't like how he's been treating her. Then she told him that she didn't want to be married to him right now, and that if Michael doesn't fix this, as in fix whatever was going on between them, that they won't be together. Even though when Michael was apologizing, she just kept calling him all kinds of names, stupid idiot, calling him all kinds of things. You are not for me, blah, blah, blah. Then she said that she should have left him when she went there. Listen to this. So Angela said she should have left Michael when oh my god. This is funny. This part was funny to me. Angela said she should have left Michael when she went to Nigeria and she found out that Michael's penis wasn't what Michael said it was. She said Michael lied to her from the beginning about the size of his prick. Honestly, this, you can't even make this thing up. I guess Michael lied to her about having a BBC only for Angela to reach Nigeria and find out that that wasn't the case. And that wasn't what he promised her. He promised her a BBC only for her to arrive and found only for Angela to arrive Nigeria and found a SBC. But you know what is funny, Angela? Yes, you should have left. You should have left when you got to Nigeria and you found out that what he promised you, the size of his prick, was not what he promised you. You should have left that time. You should not have stayed and then start tormenting him and then start, abusing him mentally, psychologically, emotionally. No, verbally. You should have left once you found out that he didn't have a BBC. You should have left him. Because this what you're doing right here, these ain't it, Angela. These ain't it. Anyway, she goes on barking and he's trying to get a word in edgewise, but she's not letting him. She keeps telling him to shut up and shut up and shut up until he says, "You think I'm a baby?" And Angela hangs up the phone. You see what is so interesting? Angela just wants to be the one, because every time that Angela hangs up the phone is when Michael is able to get a word in and say something. And Angela realized that what she's doing is not right. And so rather than confront that situation, she hangs up the phone. So she spent a huge part of the time abusing Michael. But whenever Michael will say one or two things, such as, why are you talking to me like this? You think I'm a baby? She immediately hangs up the phone because she doesn't want to address it. She just wants to abuse this man. She doesn't want to be confronted with her own bad behavior. She doesn't want to be confronted. So she's abusing this man, telling him to shut up, saying all kinds of things to him. And then he says to her, "You think I'm a baby?" And then she hangs up the phone. And then guess what he does? He calls her back. He calls her back and she mocks him. She calls him a son of a bitch and a punk. She tells him he needs to find a Nigerian woman, which I think is a really good idea, Angela. Good advice. I think that's a good advice to give to Michael. So she tells Michael to find himself a Nigerian woman because she doesn't want this anymore. She tells him that she's setting him free and that she tells him she's setting him free. She tells him she's setting him free and that the relationship is over, you know, and that he should go and get whoever he wants to get because, like I said, the relationship is over. And then Michael replies, I am not gonna beg you. And then she hangs up again and she turns to the camera saying, me and Michael is done. And then comes the epic white savior complex. She goes outside and she's still talking to the camera and she says that she doesn't know what's next for her. I guess maybe they asked her, but she says she doesn't know what's next for her. That she doesn't know what's next for her. And she said this, she said, Michael is the one that is going to regret it, not me, because I am in the land of the free. Angela, these are her words. Michael is the one that is going to regret it because I am in the land of the free. Like, I'm just thinking, so I guess Michael is not in the land of the free. I guess Michael told you that he is in the land of the captive. He's being held in captivity or something. Can you just imagine the white savior complex? I am in the land of the free. You are in the land of the free, Angela. Why don't you tell that to Breonna Taylor? Why don't you tell that to George Floyd? Why don't you tell that to Tamir Rice? Why don't you tell that to Trayvon Martin and all the other people who do not exactly share your sentiments? Sorry that I hate to have to go social justice warrior here, but honestly, this woman is the definition of a narcissist with a white savior complex. She doesn't see it. She's detached from reality. She's detached from what is happening to the rest of the world. She's in the land of the free. How nice of you. Wow, must be nice having all that privilege, Angela. This woman is so tone deaf and she's so full of shit. Like, how is this okay? How is this an okay behavior? How is TLC continuing to have this woman come online and abuse this man the way that she had continued to do? How is this okay by them? And my question to the people supporting Angela, would you be so supportive of Angela? Would you be so lenient if Michael was an American man? Would you still tolerate Angela's abusive behavior? Would you still just brush it off as Angela just being Angela? Because I'm pretty sure that if Michael was a black man in America and all of this is happening, the reaction will be different. This is so painful and so sickening. I can't stand this woman. I am disgusted by her behavior. I really am. And to anybody that watched that episode, unless of course you saw something different, unless of course it was something different that was playing on my screen compared to what was playing on your screen, if you watch what I watch and you still stand there and say, oh, Angela is fun, Angela is this, I like Angela, she's not bad, then you are full of shit and shame on you. Because just because Michael doesn't have it in him to cut loose, to end the relationship, and the abuse that he's receiving from Angela does not mean that people like you should continue to support her in this awful, nasty, disgusting behavior. This is not okay. It's not. It's not okay at all. It's actually very disgusting. And shame on you for supporting this woman in her nasty behavior. Shame on you. Hi, Blessing. Blessing says, but why is it taking so long for him to go to the USA? They've been together for years. Yeah, his K1 visa was rejected. They rejected Michael's K1 visa because the plan between Angela and Michael was that they were going to get married in America. That was what Angela wanted, also what Michael wanted, because it would be less cost to him and Angela will have all of her family members there. So their plan was for them to get a K1 visa and then go to America and get married because Angela wanted to have all of her families there. Her mom at that time was very sick, believed she was terminally ill, and so she wanted her mom to be in the wedding. So they did a K1 visa, but their visa was rejected. His K1 visa was rejected. which then prompted Angela to go to Nigeria and do what she did not want to do, which is to get married, to marry Michael in Nigeria. And so they got married in Nigeria, and so they filed for spousal visa. So they were waiting. Around the time that they were waiting, Donald Trump, that Angela and Michael are so happy to support. Michael and Angela can't talk enough how much they love Donald Trump. She even got him a Donald Trump underwear, t-shirt, Make America Great Again t-shirt, and all of that. But guess what? When the time came, Trump had put a ban. Trump had included Nigeria, to the countries that he was banning from entering America. So that definitely stalled their visa application process. So now that Biden is in office, the ban has been lifted, and now they are trying to get a visa or whatever. So that was basically what happened. After they got married, Donald Trump included Nigeria into the countries that were banned from entering America. So that stalled Michael's visa. Yeah. And Dreamcatcher says, did they even explain why his visa request was denied? No, they did not. I think Trump was already planning on banning Nigeria, including Nigeria in the ban, because he was already calling Nigeria shithole or whatever, So I think it was all part of the plan of the Trump's administration. Aisha S says, sorry, but I don't have sympathy for Michael. He allowed Angela to disrespect his friends and family. He would never tolerate a Nigerian woman treating him the same way. Absolutely. Honestly, I have absolutely no sympathy for Michael. I think Michael is full of crap. I have no pity on him. I think, if not because Angela is such a vile human being, I would say maybe to some extent he probably deserves something. Yeah, Michael is not a saint. I have no sympathy for him. Like you said, and like I have always maintained, if this had been a Nigerian woman, and Michael and his family will never tolerate 1/10 of what Angela has done to them. They will never tolerate it. Now, for Nigerian people, body, now that they get power. Thank you, Dreamcatcher. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dreamcatcher says, I also don't think Michael is in love with Angela, but she knows the power she yields. Exactly. Michael is not in love with Angela. Angela is not in love with Michael. These two people know what they want. Angela just wants somebody that she can use for sex, and Michael just wants somebody that is going to give him free visa to America. So both of them, there is no love here. When I see in the comment section of some of this, or where these stories are posted, and people are talking about how Michael loved Angela, I'm like, really? Wow. I have a bridge in Brooklyn that I want to sell to you. My father built that bridge. I was there when the bridge was built. Okay? If you want to buy, get in touch with me. It's only $5,000. If you believe that Michael actually loves Angela and all of this that he's going through is for love, then I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. It's called the Brooklyn Bridge. It was built by my father. Nonsense. So, yeah. Give this video a thumbs up, you guys. Thank you so much. And Roland Massa says, in one of the interview I watched, she confirmed Michael's very good in bed. What else does she want? Like, she can't even keep her story straight. I also watched that interview. Actually, the day after they spent the night together for the first time, she called Michael a beast, that he was so good in bed, that he was so this and he was so that. So, you see, she can't even keep her story straight. Does he have a BBC? He doesn't. Is he good in bed, or, like, what is your deal? She can't even keep her damn story straight. It's crazy. Blessing says, is Michael being paid for participating on the show? No, Michael is not being paid though. It's only Angela that is being paid. And I thank you for even bringing up this point. Only Angela is getting paid for the show. And Michael is participating. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. But then Angela will always complain about how, she's taking care of Michael financially. She's doing this and that. But this guy is in a show that he's not even getting paid. So if you give him a very small portion of what you have been paid to do the show, how is that you caring for him? How is that you funding him? That is just you giving him a portion of what you were paid for him to participate on the show. So it really, really irks me when she goes, whenever she's, on that place, the confession room, and she's talking about how, she takes care of Michael, she gives Michael money or whatever. Like, Michael is on a show, but he's not getting paid. You're getting paid $1,000 per episode. So he shouldn't get anything at all, so that he should just participate for nothing. It's so crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. Only the American citizens, only the US citizens get paid to be on the show. Those people don't get paid. So and then she still has the audacity to complain that, oh, Michael, she gives Michael money, she does this and she does that. You're giving Michael money, but what else is he supposed to do? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, how is that? You need an award for giving him a small portion? Or you know how when you change American dollars to naira, how huge it becomes? Like, do you need an award for giving him a portion from the money that you made from his participation? She's just so like selfish and thoughtless, and like I said, Michael is no angel. He's no angel at all. All of these things he's doing, he knows why he got into a relationship with a woman old enough to be his mother. He knows why. So he's just going to have to deal with all of that. So yeah. Anyway, on that note, you guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Please like this video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I'll be doing more 90-day fiance story because I actually like it. I'm slowly returning back to posting on this channel. I want to focus on American topics and all of that. I am a sucker. I'm a fan of the 90-day fiance. I'll be doing a lot more of that and other stories. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So if you like this, please like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the like button. It helps this video get recommended to other people who might just be interested in what I have to say. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.